Everyone be quiet. It's a secret broadcast. No one can see it. I will say for the record that it's the 27th of April and it's 17:06, so it's getting close to Saturday Night Fights time. But it's the weekend and I wanted to have an opportunity to try something I've wanted to do for so very long, and OJ and Dalinar are here to do it. This is the Battle for Armageddon. One of the Games Workshop one-off games that they did as part of the 40K universe. It was designed by Jervis Johnson, but particularly it enables you to play an overworld and then translate the battles into Epic Armageddon, which is what we want to do. So, Dalinar has said he wants to play the humans defending Armageddon. OJ, he's going to be the naughty orcs and have a wah all over Armageddon. And we're going to see what's going to happen. But first, we have to very briefly go through the rules so everyone understands them. We have counters, obviously. These are they, here. And they have on them, and the values are attack, defense, and movement. You really only need to worry about the attack and defense in the abstract sense. What do I mean? I'll talk about it later. And, of course, movement. The orc army is divided into 3 tribes that are shown by the central band. That has consequences. And they're pretty obvious, you know. The 3 tribes are pretty obvious. Let's see here. We have cards. There are 4 sets of cards. There are orc strategy, imperial strategy, special cards, and imperial special cards. Orc special, imperial special. They are used to determine which plan your army will follow during each turn. The special cards allow you to make special attacks or actions that are normally not allowed by the game rules. Before you start, it's a good idea to read these rules, which is exactly what we're going to do. We place the build points counter on the 20 space. Have we done that?
No.
All right, where is that build points?
It is now.
Thank you. There it is. It's over there.
You're welcome.
It's on the 20 space. Let's see here. The Imperial build track, and then the turn counter is on the 1 space. One player takes all the Imperials, and the other one takes all the Orcs. Well, we knew that. Hive and factory areas. The hive and factory areas printed on the game map represent vast industrial complexes for which Armageddon is famous. The larger hives are picked out by having their names printed in their area. Both types of area are called industrial areas and have the same effect on movement and combat. Only hives determines who wins the game. The Imperials will set up first. The counters that make up the Imperial army at the start of the game are shown on the reference sheet, as are the instructions telling you where to place them on the map. Set them up, but be careful not to break stacking rules. Not allowed to do it. And the remaining ones are placed to the side for later use. So, I'm going to have you set to work, Dalinar. I think you can see. I think I did a bunch of them, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I see them over there. And I'm looking at the setup now.
Yeah, and then you have to do this other stuff.
Hey, Jim, are you broadcasting?
Yes.
Okay, because I didn't see it on YouTube.
It's because it's private.
Oh, is that? No, it's a private broadcast.
It's a private broadcast. I don't want to broadcast it because I want to put this out when and only when we have our first battle.
Gotcha. That's what I was thinking, so I just wanted to double check that for you.
Do you have the hive defense?
They should
or are
be,
they already on there?
They should be on there. Yeah. Border defense.
No, they're already on their things. I'm sorry. Yep, see it.
Yeah, And there's hive defense, yep. So we already have those. You can start setting up your guys. Then the orc player sets up. All 3 orc tribes are set up in full at the start of the campaign. You get every single orc counter, Mike. The land of the orcs is called the Orc Territory, and it runs along the northern edge of the map they have dashed border lines. That's these. I think you can see that, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
Those areas are yours.
And just real quick, this tribe here is the same as this tribe, right?
I believe those are specials, and you don't get them, but I'll have to look. They are the same. They are the same color.
That's why.
Yeah, the black, the yellow, and the red. I got to check and see how many you're supposed to have. I believe it's 51 total.
Okay. So just for clarification, I can place units like here in here inside? Or
Yes. Okay. The dashed areas, all the dashed areas. It's up to the river. The river line is what's key.
Okay, and that's fine. I just.
But we should read some rules first. Then we sort out the Landy Orc is, yes. Finally, both players will sort out their special cards. Shuffle your card and deal yourself 2 at random and place the remainder near at hand. The 2 cards you have dealt make up your starting hand of special cards. When they can be used, what effect they have is written on the card. You may only use 1 special card per action segment, and you must discard it after you have used it. Battle for Armageddon is played in a series of turns, each of which is divided into 6 segments. All activations only take place in the correct segment. Strategy. Both players secretly choose 2 strategy cards, and then each player rolls a die. The player who scores highest has won the initiative, and then both sides draw a new special card. First action segment. Player who won the initiative reveals his first strategy card and carries out the 2 phases. You must then check if any counters are out of supply. Then the player who lost reveals a strategy card. Then you go back to the one who won, then the one who lost, and then we check for victory. When you have more than 1 counter in an area, they must all be placed on top of one another in a single pile called a stack. You may never have more than 3 counters in a stack. The Orc player suffers from the additional restriction that you may not stack counters from the different tribes. If your opponent, now we wouldn't of course do this, but if your opponent spots you doing it, he is allowed to declare which of your units is destroyed to get you back under stacking. Some counters do not count against stacking. They are the Warlord Gazgulkul, Commissar Yarek, Space Commander Dante, fortifications, factories, and hives. In the first turn sequence, the Orc attack caught the Imperial forces almost completely by surprise. To represent this, the following rules apply. The Orc player always wins initiative. You receive a +1 bonus to any attack you make on the first turn. And the Imperial build point total is halved. Each player has 6 strategy cards. You must select any 2. And how you order them is important. The Orc player wins by capturing any 3 of the 5 hives. Any 3 of the 5 hives. The Imperial player wins if you control all 5 and the Warlord has been removed from play. The Imperial player is considered to control a hive if it is face up or if an Imperial counter is stacked with its smoking ruins in the victory segment, which is when we check for victory. Go figure. In a movement phase, you are allowed to move any or all of your counters. Movement is determined by move value. You may not enter a sea or mountain. You may not enter an area with enemies. Counters are moved 1 at a time, and you must finish a counter's move before you start another one. You may violate stacking during movement, but not at the end. If you do a combat phase, you are allowed to make 1 attack against an enemy stack in an adjacent area. Note that attacks are made by and against stacks, not individual counters. If one of the counters in a stack makes an attack, then all of the others must take part as well. You are not allowed to pick out 1 enemy unit in a stack and only attack that one. You just know that happened, didn't you? Don't you?
Hey, Jim. There's no Imperial Guard counters.
Did you check the bags? Do you check the bags?
I see. I didn't check these bags. It says 49 Chaos.
No, yeah, not those. Not those. Where'd the IG go? What do they look like? Gotta look what they see.
They're kind of different. There's like there's these ones here. They all have skulls on them with the either with a red circle, a black skull with the red circle, or a black skull with a green circle, or the first army, which is white.
Huh.
Or the Rough Riders.
They certainly should be here. All right. Well, there's only one thing to do. I don't know where they would have gotten off to. Nice that we can do this.
Dang, orcs ate them already.
Yeah, we don't eat pig.
I guess I gotta go this sucker out the long way. That requires me to remember how to spell Armageddon, I guess. Alright, how about this one? What a mess.
There's always a wrinkle.
Well, they're clearly in there. Come with me, children. There you go. Imperial Guard.
Thank you. I'll sort it out. You may continue on with your
rule reading. The rule reading will now continue. Okay, and then attacks are resolved by using the combat results tables. No, they're not. You are allowed to make combined attacks when using 2 or more stacks to the same area, just so long as all of the attacking stacks are adjacent. The only exception is that orc stacks belonging to different tribes may not attack together. In a build phase, you are allowed to add new counters to your army. If you don't have a build phase, it is assumed that your workers are being used to make extra supplies. Imperial, you use build points to buy new counters or to rebuild counters that have been destroyed. The number of build points is recorded on the build point track and depends on how many hives and factories are still intact. Each hive or factory produces a number of build points equal to its defense value. When a hive or factory is reduced to smoking ruin, move the marker on the track down a number of spaces equal to the defense value. The number of build points it costs to build each counter is shown on the reference sheet. If a counter is not included, like the Space Marines, it cannot be rebuilt. You can choose which counters to build from those lost so far, or from any that were set aside at the start of the game. All units cost the same across... There are different types of Imperial Guard, but they all cost the same. Once you've selected them, you place them on the production track on the game board in the space marked with their name. Next, you must move all the counters on the production track 1 space to the right towards the ready box. Any counters that are moved onto the ready box may be moved directly onto the game map. Hive gangs apparently come in the term that they're built. New counters must be placed with a hive or factory. If you can't fit them, they have to stay on the track. The orc player may rebuild 1 counter for each 2 smoking ruins he controls. Smoking ruin is controlled by the orcs if it is stacked with an orc counter. Orcs are funny that way. In order to keep your armies fighting, you must supply them with food, ammunition, and fuel. After you have completed both of the phases listed on your card, you must make sure that all your counters can trace a supply line back to one of your supply areas. What are those? These are these markers. Orcs have them too. Mike's just covering them up as he should. That's a supply marker.
Okay.
You can trace a path along a path of areas from the counter back to the supply area. The path may be of any length. It may not enter an area occupied by the enemy, a mountain, or a sea. They may be brought through ashen wastes. If they are out of supply, they are destroyed unless they are in a stack with a hive or fortification. If it is in a stack with a hive or fortification, it is only destroyed on a d6 roll of 1 to 3. That's it. Those are all the rules. Isn't that exciting? That's exciting. 8 turns. OJ, have you placed your orcs?
Yes, except
Excellent.
for my specials. Yeah. You told me not to.
Yeah. Well, how many guys you got here? Do you count them up? 3, 6, 9, 12.
Yeah, not all these. I think all these have 3.
Yep.
And some of these
15,
right
16,
here
17.
Some of these don't have 3.
23, 26, 29, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 40, 41, 42. 42. How many of those are there to the side there, Mike?
Over here off the table.
Yes.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yep, you get those.
Oh.
Yep.
I'm not sure I can. Well, maybe I can.
I think they exactly fit, actually, looking at it.
Yeah, they probably do.
Because you got this down here, too.
Yeah. Alright, because there's only one here. So.
Yeah, you're going to have to...
And so do these belong then to
yeah,
the same
they're,
tribe over
yep,
here?
They're these guys.
Okay, so I got to readjust some things and get everything to fit. Alright.
I'm curious where you get the idea, Delnor, that they're placed upside down.
I was just doing it, so you didn't.
I see.
No, you don't have to do it that way.
I don't think you're supposed to.
Yeah, you don't have. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're not supposed to. I just flipped it. Ah! Why did this blue menu thing come up? That's weird.
I don't know.
Where's the pig at?
The pig will be on the battlefield as he always is.
Alright.
And lest anyone doubt, that is right. If you haven't figured it out yet, this is an historical campaign. Guess which one? Downer?
Oh, I'm sorry. What was up?
Which historical campaign is this? And it is not the Battle of Armageddon I'm looking for.
Stalingrad?
It is.
I had to think there for a second.
This is based on the Avalon Hill Stalingrad. Jervis admitted he always liked making historic battles, and this was just the first one he had a chance to do. So let it be remembered that because this is the first turn, the orcs are going to win the initiative no matter what. They're going to get a +1 bonus to any attacks you make. And that's if they're attacking, and the build total for the Imperials is halved.
So can I pull all these cards in my hand? I'm sorry, let me start off. So the strategy cards I get 2?
The strategy cards, you look at all of them. Those you get all of, and you're going to pick 2 and place them in order.
Gotcha. So I can do this to read them all and just discard the others that I don't want.
Yeah, and you're going to need them. You're going to need them all next turn anyway. So yeah, you're going to want to put the ones you don't want face down in a pile, and then what you're also then going to do is you're going to draw 2 orc specials.
All right, set up.
Cool. Well, given this, I suspect it won't be long before we have locked a turn in that I got to build a battle for. Jeez.
That is true.
Oh my goodness. I guess I didn't realize, but there it is. All right.
Yeah, I can't. I can look at my cards, but I can't use them.
No. You may absolutely. You are to take 2 strategy cards and pick 2. You to look at all 6 and pick 2, and place them in order. You're just going to lose initiative, so you're going to go second.
And I'm sorry, Jim. How many specials do I pull?
You draw 2.
And just randomly draw them, right? I don't
Yep.
get to pick them.
Yeah, you just shuffle it and then just do, shuffle the deck and then draw 2.
Yep.
Here you go.
Okay.
Oh, that.
All right, so you want to put your 2 cards face down, one next to the other, because we're going to be taking them in order.
All right. There we go.
And Ron, this is yours over here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So we're to see yours just like that? Oh, okay. Oh, that's 2. Got it. All right. And Mike's got 2?
Yeah,
he does. All right. So we'll be crude and simple and say our turn sequence is the strategy segment. You have already chosen your strategy cards. Good. First action segment, we know that Mike has won. So Mike, flip your first strategy card.
Sorry, moved it up here.
Mm-hmm.
Easier to see.
Combat and movement. So you will now do combat. Where do you wish to declare them?
Right here.
Who's attacking?
Can both of these on that same card or just one?
Yes. Anybody can move. This is freewheeling stuff. What are they going to do?
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so this card, I'm sorry, let me back up here for 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
So this card can be played again for all my units?
It's your whole army, yep.
Okay, let me swap out 1 card here real quick because I got that confused.
Okay.
Not going to be a...
It's not a problem.
Okay.
You're all set there?
Yep, okay.
All right, so declare some
So
combats.
combat is going to be these guys against here.
Mm-hmm.
Both of these against here.
I'm just good. This is me helping myself remember.
Yep.
Crossing the river Styx. You gotta like that.
Mm.
We need some appropriate Styx music then.
All right.
These 2 against these lads.
Both those stacks, you mean?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes,
Yep.
both stacks.
Mm-hmm.
The Imperial Guard, 5th Army.
Mm-hmm.
Those
are your attacks?
Yes.
All right, so let's see here. The way that Jervis recommends doing this, and this is all available right here, it's all available online if you ever care to see it, is that it winds up being a point differential system. Rather than, say, 2-to-1, so it's 2,000 to 1,000, it's a percentage above whatever we set as our base. And we'll probably do 2,000 point games, I think. So, what we see here, let's take this one. This is 6, this is 11. This is 11 to 7. This is 1-to-1.
Now, does the border thing count? Because it's ×2 at the border. The border.
No, it's not. No, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't. It's not going to work quite that way. It's going to be. You will get a benefit of some fortifications.
Oh, I see. That's right. Because I got you. Yeah.
You're going to get some fortifications, and thank you for pointing that. As a matter of fact, let me remind myself by doing that. I must provide you with some fortifications. In this second one, we have 20. That's many. 29. 34 to what?
7.
34 to 7.
4 to 1.
Yeah, 34-7 is a 4-1. So that's a 40%. I might, in that case, do that. I got to think about. I mean, write Jervis about that. That's a nice thing. I can write Jervis, see what he did with that. So it'll, 4-1. But to give an example, that would give OJ a 40% bonus. So if we do 2,000 points, he would instead get and they give the example right here in the rules. If this were 1,000, I think it's 1,500 points or whatever. What did he say? No, yeah, 1,500. 1,500, 4-1. Suddenly, OJ has 2,100. So it's much more modest than it would at first appear, to keep it from becoming walkovers. And in this one, 15.
30.
They have a paragraph about fortifications.
What does he say?
Fortifications are also counted in Armageddon campaign and are certainly worth including in a tabletop game. If you are playing a Space Marine game, you can simply use the special scenario that we printed in White Dwarf 144.
Yeah, that's right. You include
fortifications. Warhammer 40k requires a bit more work, but if you use the Space Marine article for a guideline.
Yep. So there have to be some fortifications, which he will have. Yeah, no, that's easy enough to handle. That's good enough to do. All right, and this is 30 to 7, 3-1.
Another 4-1.
Oh, that's right. That's 4-1. Ooh. So if we did 2,000 points,
so both of those are 4-1, and this one's a 1-1.
Yep. Mm-hmm. And so I think we'll fight them all out. That's how we get them. We got. So I tell you what, OJ, it was your attack. Which one do you want me to build first?
Quick question, real quick.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
These mountains, are they impassable?
Impassable.
Okay. Yeah. Why don't we do this one first?
All right. We're going to do a 4-1 battle. And what do we see? We see. Well, it looks like a desert to me. Or the rocky surface of Armageddon. It's certainly not lush like where the orcs are coming from. They are crossing a river. And they are facing some Imperial fortifications. Okay. So instead of 2,000, again, we said that OJ would be 2,800. 2,800 points is a lot of points in Armageddon.
Oh, for those fortifications, though.
Oh, thank you, baby. Fortifications. Awesome. Well, that's it. Can I clean these out? I can clean these out, right, Ron?
Let me, hold on. Let me grab the ones that we don't have.
Yeah, put them somewhere safe. What's up?
I just saw some of these guys moving. That's why I wasn't sure what was happening there.
Huh. No, it's just Ron trying to get them saved so I can do a little cleaning.
Yeah, it was over here.
Yeah, it looks like the rest of them. Oh, hold on, man. Yeah, it looks like the rest of them you can clear out.
All right.
Did you move like this border defense in the Imperial Second Army? Because that's what I saw moving.
No.
That's why I was curious.
It's probably.
Maybe it did. Maybe I thought it was. Because like this has more than 4 stacks in it. That's why I was.
There's probably a fort down there though, which he's allowed to.
That was yeah, you're right. That was there. But these two are here. And what it is you have a border defense.
Gotcha. Okay. I thought I saw something move.
The fortification doesn't count for stack.
Right.
Yep. No, that I understood. Yeah, I just thought I saw something move over here out of the corner of my eye. That's why I was like, wasn't sure what was going on.
All right, so we have our battle. I'm gonna take a picture of it. In fact, I like it so much, I'm gonna take my picture. I think they look. I think the board looks sharp. I think the markers look sharp. So. And we'll let Jervis. We'll let Jervis know we're still fooling about. I actually found that White Dwarf article, although as it suggests, it's for Space Marine, so it's a generation or two before. So it's actually a whole 2 versions of the game earlier. Awesome. Well, there it is.
Oh, remember how old this game is?
Yeah. So there's. Oh, I have to save it. We just call it.
Wait a minute. I just noticed something. Yeah. What happened to the markers that were right here?
Yeah, see, I thought I saw something moving.
Oh, no.
You were correct. It was...
Whoa.
There you go. Now you can save.
All right. Awesome. All right. Well, we have a very, very orky series of fights coming on here in Armageddon. Yeah, I guess Jervis wanted everybody to get stuck in real fast. Holy cow. I didn't know how long it would take.
In this game, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So we'll build it up. Awesome. Well, thank you, gentlemen. Like I say, we'll figure out when we can play it. We'll obviously have 3 battles to play out just as a result of our first turn. So we'll see how it all goes. So keep it a secret, folks. How could you not? I won't be publishing it until we're ready to play the first battle. And they can watch this and then watch the first battle to figure out what the heck we're talking about. Thanks a lot, and thanks to you all, and we'll see you very soon.
All right, see you in about 20 minutes.